It's quite easy to import data into your CatBase database from a MySql or a SQL Server database. First thing to do is to set up a data connection. So we go to the Admin Main tab and expand the Data Connections menu on the left, and let's create a new connection. So I'm just going to call this MySql example. And then next thing we do is choose the connection type, which in this case will be MySql. Now it could also be SQL Server or any of these other options here. They basically use all the same information, but you may need to set up a DSN source if you're using SQL Server. We have a separate tutorial about that. Okay, so our data source is going to be the IP address where the database is being served from, which is this. So I'll copy that from there. That goes in there. Port. Normally we don't change the port, but if you need to, that's where you can enter a specific port number there. Database name, so this is the actual name of the database you want to connect to, which is this. And the username, which in this case is the same, but it may or may not be, and then your password. Now we can check the connection, clicking on this button. Connection is okay, so that means we've got all our information in there correctly. So let's save that. And we've now got our new example database connection set up. So now we've set up our data connection and tested it, we can go ahead and import some data. Let's go to our products table and we'll expand the import option on the left and create a new import style. Let's name this MySql import. Now we need to tell CatBase where this data is coming from, so we click on here and we choose MySql database. Now it needs to know which data connection to use, so obviously it's the MySql example. And finally, now we need to choose the table that we want to import from, which is going to be products. Now CatBase is trying to map the fields from the products table in the MySql database to the fields in the products table in the CatBase database, and it hasn't found a match for a field called sizes1. So we've got three choices. We can either ignore this one completely, in which case it won't be imported, obviously. We can use a different field that we select from a list here, and we don't seem to have a suitable one. We've got one called price1, but now we've got sizes1. Have we got sizes? Nope, we do not have any sizes fields. So let's create a new field, and I'll leave it as a string type of field, and sizes1, okay. And now we've got sizes2. I'm going to ignore sizes2. And now we've got price2. So that's another price field. So let's go ahead and create another new one there. But this time, the field type, because it's price and it's a numeric, we'll choose the real field type. Okay. So we've mapped most of our fields, and CatBase has extracted some sample data from the MySql database. Now if we made any mistakes with our field mapping here, we can quite easily change it. So I could, for example, assign the sizes2 field to another field in CatBase. Well, okay, that's not very going to work, so let's just leave that as extra field. But that's how you can change the field mapping. So on the left we've got the remote fields from the remote database, which is the MySql database, and then we've got the fields from the CatBase products table here. So now we're ready to import. We'll just click the Import Now button and CatBase will bring in that data. We've got 15 records. Let's have a look at them. There they are.